What do you know on the frog? We like to get as much information as we can, especially on sexual offenders. So I made a public records request to the Levi County Court, asking for various documents from the docket. And as you can see, just zoom in, this is Jerry Lamar Hoffman. And before I read out the detail on this, let's remember I called him out for his lie for the story of the event, and most people, luckily, have turned against him. Let's open out this document, which is the sworn complaint. And as you will see, it mentions the lewd and lascivious assault. On 18th October 1989, mother to the victim contacted the Levi County Sheriff's Department in regards to the sexual abuse of her daughter. Subsequent investigation revealed that the victim was familiar with the subject due to the fact that he is a family friend. In talking to, it was learned that Jerry Hoffman had put his hand inside the girl's pants and had rubbed the vagina, not penetrating. With this information, I went to Jerry Hoffman to talk with him about the allegation. After being Mirandized, Hoffman told me that he had in fact rubbed vagina with his hand inside her panties while he thought she slept. Hoffman told me he was going to get counselling for the help he needed. And the document is dated 23rd October 1989 and signed by Lieutenant C.A. Bastak of the Levi County Sheriff Office. Okay, the next item I requested was described on the docket as information. So you'll see it's information for lewd or lascivious assault upon child under 16 years of age, most serious felony. The State of Florida v. Jerry L. Hoffman. In the name and by the authority of the State of Florida, Leonard B. Register III, as State Attorney for the 8th Judicial Circuit of the State of Florida, prosecuting for the said state, under oath, information makes that Jerry L. Hoffman, between August 17, 1989 and September 5, 1989, in the County of Levi and State of Florida, did unlawfully handle, fondle, or make an assault upon a child under the age of 16 years, to wit, 5 years of age, date of birth February 14, 1984, in a lewd, lascivious, or indecent manner, but without the intent to commit involuntary sexual battery, by rubbing her vagina with his hand, contrary to section 800.04 Florida statutes, in such cases made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Florida. I'm sorry, I had to stop there because of the age of the child. So he didn't lie about her being little, she was 5 years of age. So this blows many holes in his story though. No mentions of uncles. In fact, it appears that no one phoned the police on the day of the incident, because the incident occurred between August 17, 1989 and September 5, 1989, and was only reported to the Sheriff's Department on the 18th of October 1989. It would appear that he also admitted, after being Mirandized, that he had committed the act. No wonder he wants to keep this secret, a 5-year-old. And again, to all those auditors out there who supported this guy, I hope you feel guilty now. I did request some of the documents that included letters that Jerry Hoffman had written to the court, in the hope that there would be some kind of apology in these letters. However, as you will see when I read these letters, no apology from Jerry Hoffman. Right, the first one. Judge Beauchamp. My name is Jerry Hoffman, and I have a request of the state of Florida. I am on community control, and I have been offered a unique job opportunity that could be a very good electrical career in relay and control systems. The company wishes to start me off at $8 an hour. The job involves travel all over Florida, sometimes necessitating staying overnight. Being on community control, I cannot do this. I have meeting and exceeding all the requirements of my community control without any instances whatsoever. I have requested of my community control officer, Patsy Mozo, to put in for early termination, but it is not standard procedure for the DOC to terminate community controllees early. Mrs. Mozo suggested I approach Mr. Clark, who is the head of the department. Mr. Clark explained the same and suggested I contact you, Judge Beauchamp. I made certain that my control officer, Mrs. Mozo, and her boss, Mr. Clark, were in agreement that it was acceptable to approach the higher authorities with my request. Sir, I respectfully request that the state of Florida terminate my community control early for the above stated reasons. All pertinent information can be obtained through Mrs. Mozo or Mr. Clark at the Parole and Probation Office. Thank you for your time. I also got another letter that he wrote to the court. It's quite difficult to read this one. My name is Jerry Hoffman. Ineligible. I have received ineligible from my probation officer to contact the court in regards to early termination of probation. In the past, I was successful in achieving the goal of early termination of community control. After that goal was achieved, I set the goal of early termination of probation. I've completed half of my probation period. I have not ever been violated. I have paid restitution fines completely. I respectfully request early termination of probation. I thank the court for looking ineligible and for their help. Sincerely, J. Hoffman. I also obtained the documents to look at his violation of probation, and it was a fairly minor violation for non-payment of some fees. I think they were under $100 or something. However, within this document, I just want to read one thing. At point 3 of the violation report, which clearly states that he was initially sentenced to the Levy County Jail for 6 months with credit for time served, to be followed by 2 years community control, to be followed by 5 years probation. So he did have to spend some time in jail as part of his sentence. Well, I have laid the facts out as the documents are presented. I don't think there's a lot more I can say. He is obviously a liar and can't admit to putting his hands into the panties of a 5-year-old girl and touching her vagina. I apologise for the language used in this video. However, I think it's